Okay, so we once again welcome you all to a learning sharing section on its project, Campaign for Young Women, Economic Empowerment, Leadership and Financial Inclusion in Nigeria, which was founded by Women Win Free Fund. And we're so excited to meet you all. Yeah, so once again, a warm welcome to this learning sharing section organized by our organization of Angles Empowerment Network. Today, we are gathered here with a shared purpose to reflect upon our exchange valuable insights regarding our just concluded project, Young Women, Economic Empowerment, Leadership and Financial Inclusion. Our Young Women Economic Empowerment, Leadership and Financial Inclusion was a transformative one-year project launched in May 2022 and concluded in April 2023. This was made possible through the generous support of Women Win Free Fund. Its overarching objective was to address the root causes of gender inequality and combat economic and financial inclusion faced by young women. Each family believes in the power of collective action to bring about lasting change. With this conviction, we deployed a gender transformative approach that's focused on empowering young women through leadership development and enhanced financial inclusion. And our strategies was designed to not only create immediate impact, but also lay the foundation for sustainable progress. And today, we have convened this section to share with you the lessons we've learned and the success we have achieved and the challenges we have faced along the way. We recognize that knowledge sharing is essential for amplifying our impact, and we are committed to fostering an environment of collaboration and learning. Moreover, we extend a special invitation to those who are also grantees of the free fund. We gearly anticipate hearing from you and learning about your experiences and insights and remarkable achievement within your respective projects. Together, we can inspire one another and amplify the impact of our collective endeavors. As we embark on this journey of shared learning, let us keep our minds open to new perspectives, our hearts receptive to the stories and experiences of others, and our spirits ignited with passion for transforming the lives of young women. And thank you for joining once again. And we look forward to an enriching and fruitful session where our collective wisdom will pave the way for gender equality and economic empowerment for all young women. Okay, so let's begin this transformative exchange of ideas and experiences.
Sorry, Martina, you're muted.
Oh, so sorry. All right, on the agenda, we have to introduce ourselves and also meet everyone. But before we do that, we are opportunity to have our wonderful woman in the house, our president, the Age Network president and executive director. She's no other than Pastor Mrs. Blessing Michael. Hello, ma, welcome, ma. We're honored to have you on the call. Can you say hi to our people here? Hello, ma.
Sorry, it's like she has network problem. She has been disconnected.
Okay. All right,
so she's back. Okay.
welcome back, ma. We lost you. Yeah,
Thank you. Sorry, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome to learning sharing section, and the opportunity to have a wonderful woman here. So hello, ma'am. Can you say hi to our people?
Okay, thank you very much for this session.
Thank you, ma'am.
I want to welcome every one of us here in this learning sharing season, Women Wing, for their support for the African Girls Empowerment Network campaign that we launched, a campaign of training, leadership training and financial inclusion for our women here in Nigeria. I want to especially thank them and say, you are wonderful. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much, everyone. And in this session, I want everyone to feel free, talk to us, and then thank you. So I'm done, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am, for that brief welcome. Thank you for the warm welcome. All right, so we would like to meet everyone on the call. My name is Martina Avery, the administrator of African Girls Empowerment Network, and I have my colleagues with me. Can we meet you all? So the floor is open.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Afternoon, from anywhere you're joining us from.
Good morning. Good morning. That was
this is Esther Ojo, Finance Officer of African Girls Empowerment Network. You all are welcome.
Thanks for joining. Okay, so I think we still have another person in the house. Please, kindly unmute and speak. Let's meet you, please. Hello, are we there? Okay, maybe I have to be calling in everyone. All right, we have
Okay, my name is Koya Damilola from
right.
Lagos State Ministry of Health, Adolescent Sexual Reproductive Health Units.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thanks for joining. Okay, we also have Solomon. We can see Solomon. Can you say hi to us, please?
Yeah. Thanks so much, Madam Martina, for the introduction. And thanks so much, Madam Blessing. Thanks so much, everyone. I think I saw Madam Naleli. Welcome, everyone. I'm the Mail and Security Officer for H Network. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for joining. Okay, so we have the floor for Yamina.
Hello, it's actually Mafzuna, my first name. Yamina is my last name.
Yeah.
I'm a justice specialist at USAID Agriculture and Land Governance Activity in Tajikistan. It's implemented by DI Global. Tajikistan is in Central Asia, just in case if someone doesn't know. So this is informing you, and thank you for the session.
You're welcome. Nice having you. Okay, we have a Kabia. Georgina, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I am Kamu Georgina. I work with the Road Disabled Women Association, Rodiwa, it is in Ivundivujo, Uganda. We are implementing economic empowerment for young girls with disabilities. So I am happy to be here to express how disability girls are actually doing well in economic empowerment. Thanks so much.
Thanks for joining, ma'am. We also have Stella Uwana. Can we hear you, please?
I'm Stella Uwana. Malaria consumption. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for that brief intro. We have Sylvia. Sylvia, are you there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Okay, I'm Sylvia Ifi. Hi, I'm Sylvia. I'm a teacher in Airport School at Ikeja, Lagos, and also an entrepreneur.
Wow, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
All right. I guess we some other of our team just disconnected due to network issues, but we should be expecting them shortly. All right. So once again, a warm welcome to you all for this section, and want to employ everyone to be free to share their insights and most especially, we have a special person in the house. I would not forget you, Madam Naledi. Can we meet you, please?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Lovely to be here. I'm glad I could join for a little bit. I'm also happy you're recording it so that I can watch what I missed later. But my name is Naledi Kekana. I am originally from South Africa, but I lived most of my time in the Netherlands. And I'm a part of Women Win and the Free Fund and the main person in contact with Age and everyone there. So yeah, very happy to be here and really happy to see what, obviously I've read the reports, but very happy to be a part of the session. So thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we will move straightly to the introduction phase. Okay, I would say African Girls Empowerment Network is a registered young feminine frontline civil society organization dedicated to reducing gender inequality in Nigeria by empowering and advancing the human rights of young women and girls. We advance gender equality in girls' education. We promote young women's sexual and reproductive health and rights. We foster young women's role in leadership and economic inclusion, as well as strengthening the capacity of young women and girls-led groups in Nigeria. Sorry for the break. Okay, Age Network was formed in the year 2015 at the time of severe gender-based violence, an increase in money woman child marriage cases, girl school dropouts due to teenage pregnancy, young women economic and political exclusions, discrimination and stigma against young women and girls on their sexual and reproductive health and rights and HIV status, to amplify the voices, advocate for our rights and inclusion, as well as build movement and support young women and girls-led groups in Nigeria. Here are our priority focus areas as young women and girls-led organization that is advocating for our rights and the rights of other young women and girls. Our drive is to see women and girls being on equal footings with men, and we believe by working to build young women and girls agency skills and empowerment and secure their rights, their sexual and reproductive health rights, and unsafe abortions, child marriage, teenage pregnancy, teenage and unintended pregnancy, sexual and domestic violence, cultural and social norms, biases, and other harmful traditional practices. We will be able to break barriers to girls' education, promote women's economic and financial inclusion, and bridge the gender divided in STEM education and careers. And we also have a strong belief that every girl and young woman has the power to transform her world, as she has the right to opportunities, choices, as well as she's capable to do anything, to also acquire any knowledge, because we are all equal citizens. Yeah, here are our missions. Our core mission is to empower, support, and protect young women and girls to advance their bodily rights, leadership, economic and financial inclusion, and to foster them to become inextricable partners in the sustainable development of the society for our generation, and most importantly, the generations next. Our vision is to become Africa's #1 movement for gender equality, young women and girls capacity development, leadership and economic empowerment hub, a platform through which young women and girls become inextricable partners in the sustainable development. And to meet our partners, Age is an active member of the National Coalition of Civil Society Organizations to End Child Marriage in Nigeria. We are also a member of Girls Not Bride, the Global Partnership to End Child Marriage. We're also a member of Cervicus Alliance, the International Network for Reduction of Unsafe Abortion. Okay, so here, our priority focus areas, young women and girls' bodily rights and autonomy through our Believe by Choice initiative. We have young women financial and economic inclusion through our Vet for Women initiative. We have young women and girls' rights and leadership inclusion through our Let Girls Lead initiative. We have girls' education through our STEM Girls initiative. We have young women and girls good health and well-being through our aged cares. Please, can we all mute the mics, please? Thank you. Okay, so the major pillars here that you have seen are the foundation of our work age network, and in achieving our mission and vision to reduce gender inequality and advance our women and girls' human rights. In achieving our mission and vision to reduce gender inequality and advance our young women and girls' human rights and inclusion, and most importantly, the next generations, as well as advancing young women economic empowerment, leadership, and financial inclusion to become inextricable partners in the sustainable development for our generation and most importantly, the generations next, and building girls' agency through good education, STEM, skills acquisition, and leadership to end child marriage. Here are our programs. The STEM Girls Initiative is a program that empowers and advances gender equality in girls' education, particularly in the field of STEM. Let's Girls Lead Initiative focuses on young women and girls' rights and leadership inclusion in order to amplify young women voices. Vet for Women Initiative focuses on young women financial and economic inclusion in order to improve the life of other target population. And Bele by Choice Initiative, a program that focuses on advancing young women and adolescent girls' sexual and reproductive health and rights to end unsafe abortion, unintended pregnancy through the use of modern contraception. We also have the Age Cares Initiative, a program that provides emergency relief and timely support, such as healthcare, educational support, water sanitation and hygiene, emergency shelter, nutritional food items, and clothing for most vulnerable and young women and girls in displaced and vulnerable settings. Okay, so as we move to the next on our agenda about the project, I'll be calling on my colleague Esther Odiong. Are you there? The floor is open to you, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Martina, for that wonderful introduction of African Girls Empowerment Network. We will be moving to the next agenda of this session, which happens to be the main reason why we are here, to learn more about our work, the implementation of our work. In case you have any question or comments, there will be time for that. Okay, about the project title, Campaign for Young Women Economic Empowerment, Leadership and Financial Inclusion in Nigeria. Why did we implement this project? It was to achieve economic empowerment, leadership and financial inclusion, as well as improve the sexual and reproductive health of the vulnerable young women and girls impacted by the COVID-19 global health crisis. The project covers 1 year. It was from May 2022 to April 2023. And our target population for the project was with the vulnerable young women aged 12 to 35, including female sex workers, child brides, teenage mothers, victims of domestic and sexual violence, and less educated young women in Ogun State, Nigeria. Okay, in this project, our budgeted participants was 100, but in the actual participants, we had 253 young women and adolescent girls that registered and participated in the training. Next slide, please. Okay, Age Network Campaign for Young Women Economic Empowerment, Leadership and Financial Inclusion in Ogun State was launched in May 2022 through April 2023 to achieve the economic empowerment, leadership, and financial inclusion of vulnerable young women and girls that had been impacted by the COVID-19 global health crisis, EndSARS police brutality crisis, and contributed to addressing the overarching goals of the Free Fund Women Win to empower women and end poverty by providing alternative life skills in fashion, design, and makeup training, digital ICT training, leadership/safe space center, and microcredit support to vulnerable young women aged 12 to 35, including female sex workers, child brides, teenage mothers, victims of domestic and sexual violence, and less educated young women. With thanks to the support of the Women Win Free Fund, through the program, we have provided 253 women and girls with alternative life skills in fashion design, makeup, and hairdressing, digital ICT with basic computer skills, video coverage, and editing graphic design skills, as well as provided microcredit to support 25 vulnerable young women who lost business capital due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, we integrated Abele by Choice into the activities of the project to help young women and girls, including teenage mothers, as they hope access support on their sexual and reproductive health, access woman-to-woman counseling, modern contraceptive and family planning, and child spacing commodities to end unintended pregnancy and its attendants. Now, Abele by Choice is an initiative that aims at advancing women's and girls' bodily rights and autonomy, and to secure their right to pregnancy by choice, not by chance, end unintended pregnancy, and unsafe abortion by improving access to an uptake of family planning and modern contraception. This is the focus area of the training. We had the financial and leadership training, makeup, archery, and guillotine, yes, ICT training, fashion design, carry out a campaign for leadership inclusion, and in line with the Bele by Choice, we did a World Contraception Day event where we educate our women on their bodily rights. We have Bele by Choice campaign. Yeah. Okay, now let's go to the implementation of the project proper. We developed a theory of change, analyzed the theory of change, and came up with catalyzing strategy, which we deploy a gender transformative approach and actions. We created a log frame, results chain, and management frame and measurement framework. We integrated safeguarding, financial, and risk management into the project implementation, and we developed a communication strategy. Now let's look at why we have to adopt a gender transformative approach. We adopted a gender transformative approach during the project implementation phase as part of our effort to address the root and underlying causes of gender-based violence, such as child marriage, young women's economic exclusion, intimate partner and domestic violence, and unintended pregnancy among women and girls. This is because there is a great link and intersectionality between women's economic, leadership and financial exclusion and child marriage, intimate partner and domestic violence, and unintended pregnancy. Next slide, please. Now let's take a look at the theory of change and the impact pathway. We will start from the down, that's the problem. For us to achieve the aim of this project, we first of all identify the problem. The emergence of the COVID-19 global health crisis has severely impacted our members and the population we serve. Young women and girls in the vulnerable and displaced setting, the female sex workers, and other vulnerable young women in the society. We first of all identify the problem of the impact of the COVID-19 on our young women, so that we can know how to tackle it. And after identifying the problems, we develop catalyzing strategy, like expanding young women's representation and decision making is crucial to end unintended pregnancy. We therefore move forward to identify what could be met, as in what should be put in place to solve this problem. And these were the strategies that we use in achieving the goals of the project. Under the ICT, that's under the training, rented and furnished training hub, bought computer system and accessories, employed tutors, created awareness through social media platform by printing banners, flyers, and also one-on-one meeting with our target population. We under the fashion training, same procedures, and we bought items, sewing machine, and other materials for the training. Then in supporting women for their business that has been impacted by the COVID-19, we provided microcredit support. Under the Belle by Choice campaign, we carried out woman-to-woman counseling in the training hub and also the campaign outside the training hub. We carried out 10,000 women challenge, carry Belle by 10,000 women carry Belle by Choice and not by chance campaign. We shared out our hotline so that they can get in contact with us whenever they need information about their sexual and reproductive health. And we also shared a modern contraceptive to them, that is condom. Then under hairstyling, we made provision for tutors. We made provision for all the materials that were needed for the training. Then in financial and leadership training, we organized a summit where we trained the women on the financial literacy and also in leadership for inclusion in the country. Now let's look at the outcomes. The outcome of the training. That is the immediate results of the training. In the ICT, we have trained 120 women and girls, and they have acquired knowledge on basic computer skills. They have learned how to use internet. They have learned how to work on computer, and they have learned how to design using a CorelDRAW app, using a Photoshop, using Canva. And in just concluded WAEC, some of them that attended, they make it, they use the skill acquired in writing the computer-based exam. Under the fashion training, some of the women who was impacted by the 2022 Nigerian flood and post-COVID-19 crisis and given opportunity to participate in the fashion training have started their small fashion businesses, while some are gainfully employed and are earning income through clothes making and also making dresses for themselves and their children, thereby saving the money for another purposes. Now, the outcome of the microcredit support, the women who had lost their livelihood due to the floods and were supported with the microcredit for business startup and now making income from their businesses. Now, the outcome of the Belle by Choice campaign, the women impacted by the 2022 Nigerian flood crisis who received woman-to-woman counseling on their sexual and reproductive health and access Belle by Choice commodity, that is modern contraceptive and family planning, are able to make informed decisions about when and how to get pregnant. And they are now Belle by Choice promoters in their communities, thereby reducing the rate of unintended pregnancy. The outcome under hairdressing, the young women and adolescent girls who participated in the hairdressing and makeup styling and tying are now making income from hairdressing, makeup, and tying, making them not vulnerable to their partner. The outcome under financial and leadership training, the young women impacted by the 2022 Nigeria flood and post-COVID-19 crisis were given the opportunity to participate in the leadership and the democratic process. Now increase knowledge on how to save and spend, save and invest and borrow, and not to be extravagant in spending. Now the impact of the training. It has positively impacted more than 250 women and their households, helping them earn income and support their families, reducing intimate violence, earning income and sending the children to school, and reducing child marriage. The vision and goals: to address the root causes of gender inequality and combat economic and financial exclusion faced by young women. Next slide. Okay, we
All right,
can
thank
see-
you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Esther. Joyce is talking, right?
We've seen a hand up, so we have to attend first. Then we continue.
All right.
No, pardon me. I just wanted to grab with the presentation that, I mean, I wanted to just give a grab of hand. Thank you, Esther. Thank you. Please go ahead. Pardon me.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so we'll be moving to the next on our agenda. I don't know, Esther, do you have more of this? Okay,
let's move on.
All right, thank you. Along the line, we'll be please, everyone join in. Feel free to ask your questions and drop your comments in the chat box, but we will answer them. Yeah. So we'll be moving next on the agenda that we have is on safeguarding. Of course, we know taking implementing a project of this nature will require safeguarding, because this has to do with women and then the girls themselves. So we have to be very, very okay. So we'll be calling on our next speaker to take us on the safeguarding of the implementation of this project. So Mr. Solomon, are you there?
Yes, thank you so much, Madam Martina. And I also want to thank you again for the opportunity and the rest of the team. Basically, just as you have mentioned, would just like to introduce myself again. My name is Solomon Asuko. I am the male and security officer, which encompasses the aspect of safeguarding and risk analysis and management. In the course of implementing this project, we have to ensure that we do no harm. And this is because we are working with children, which are young women and girls, and we're working with women. And of course, we're working with men. And then we have at the center of our work of the principle of do no harm. And because we are a member of Girls No Prize, a global partnership on ending child marriage, as a member of the Civic Cause Alliance, and of course, Free Phone and Women Win. These are the people we are working with. And of course, we have to ensure that we protect our good name and we protect their good names. So we always, I don't know, some of us that were here doing the learning session with Madam Naleli, you must have heard me most of the time. I have to keep talking about this because this is my job. So I work directly with the operation team to ensure that at every phase of the project, there's safety, there's security, and of course, we ensure that there's attendance being taken. And just to quickly, I don't want to because it's not like a teaching session, it's just what we did. So I wouldn't like to start divining on what is safeguarding and all of that. But in a nutshell, safeguarding has to do with ensuring that we do not harm the people that we intend to support or help. And because of course, we also ensure that we integrate protection as well. Protection is at the core, but in the course of trying to protect or empower, we have to ensure that we do not harm them in the process. This is because there's a very thin line between protection and the violation of people's rights. I just want to let us know this. So we ensure that we take attendance, we monitor the process, we document, and we go as far as ensuring that the class was broken into two, which is morning and afternoon, and then we also ensure that we facilitate the safe process that once they are in, once they are out, everything is well monitored. And then our office is a very big office of about 2 flats and all of that. So we ensure that the CCTV camera is on, and of course we brief them that there's camera, and then they were aware that we have a camera in the office, and then we ensure that we monitor the movement of our officers as well as other partners that are coming in for one thing or the other. And we we document the process, which have been part of the thing that we have been presenting so far today. And the reason why we are doing this, as I mentioned, it's important that this is taken care of so that we protect the good name of Age and, of course, the name of our partners across the group. Next slide, please. Then, of course, I also relate closely with the financial units. As part of my safety and security and monitoring, I have to carry out investigation on the purchase, they call it spot check. So after this purchase order, I have to follow up to know and to confirm this order that was purchased by third party for us, and to ensure that we have value for our money. And just to also ensure we at this point we have what we call a very internal control system at Age. And what this does is that there's a process at which I know this is for the financial. Madam Esther, I don't want to take part of your work, but just it's part of, because this falls within the context of safeguarding, monitoring, and all of that. So internal control as well. So we ensure that whatever we purchase is at the right value and there's value for money, and nobody is actually gaining it or making undue profit from our money, the little money that we have. This falls within my job, within the context of what we do and what we carry out during the process of the free fund. This is because we have a standard auditor, and we are also reporting. Madam Tina is actually working to, and she's reporting to the management and to the board. And so my job is to assist her in ensuring that some of this information are accurate, and then working to ensure that we prevent it from happening. Thank you. Please, next slide, please. Okay, on communication strategy, we also integrate safeguarding into communication strategy, because you know, I just want to say this: as NGOs, as women rights organization, we can be tempted sometimes to blow our trumpet, to say we want to blow it louder and louder. Is it louder and loudest, or louder and louder? It's okay. So what we do under our communication strategy is that we ensure that in the course of sharing this information, for instance, pictures, video, photos, there is consent form signed. There's consent form, there's agreement that, oh, this picture should be shared. For instance, when Madam Tina was doing the giving of the financial support, the microcredit, I had to, part of my assignment there was to ensure that the people here have agreed that their picture can be shared online, that they collected the money. Some were not agreed, so part of my job was to ensure this is taken care of. So in communication, because this is where the onus falls. We have seen cases where NGO, we are trying to maybe inform or publicize your work. Is a good thing, but it's also important that you do no harm, because some people, for the fact that they come to participate in your program, is not an express reason that their picture should be shared. I'm a Christian though, and I've been in a church, like in my church, sometimes they will be taking pictures. Sometimes I feel like telling them, don't take these pictures, because of course they want to share what they're doing in the church, but then at that point I may not have worn the right clothes that I want that clothes to appear or to be kept for future reference and all of that. So, but then I'm being constrained at the point because this is part of what I do. So as long as I will be constrained, I feel like telling the pastor or the person in charge of the media, don't take those pictures. But then I feel constrained too, because this is a church. But this also applies majorly in our work as civil society organization, as human rights, as women's human rights, as child right protection team or organization. So we in our communication during the project process, we ensure that every information or picture taken or content to be shared, we deliberately ensure that we don't overshoot, we don't overblow our trumpet without taking cognizance of the welfare or the well-being or the consent of the people that are involved. This is what we do. So within this context, I think my colleague, Madam Tina or Esther, will talk more on the communication aspect, but I'm actually talking within the context of the safeguarding, while we were sharing, communicating our work to the general public. Just the advent of internet has made the work more easier, but it has its effect, it has its danger, risk involved. This is because whatever you drop, for instance, at Age Facebook now, boom, our partners in UK, our members in US, we have members across the globe in Africa and all of that. So they will see it. So it's important that you do no harm the people that we're working with. So we integrate safeguarding into it. Thank you so much. Madam Chair, please, next slide. If I still have other things in the context of safeguarding. Next slide, please, ma'am. Okay, yeah, risk, yeah, beautiful. Okay, I'm always very excited when we talk about risk analysis, because this is where we have to put on the bigger cap of our safeguarding and our risk assessment and management policy. We have a policy called safeguarding policy. We have a risk assessment metrics that have been mapped out, that we usually map out in every project. Some of us will know that most of the donors, agency, or partners usually ask for risk. It is not for fun. It's not that because they wanted to sleep with it or to read it. It's because it's a very important document. It's a very instrumental document. So before we started the project, I think my colleague, Madam Esther, mentioned something like that. We came up with what is called theory of change. Under the theory of change, we came up with what is called catalytic strategy, where we develop the methodologies or the approach to carry out the project. So then in the course of that, we have to identify the potential risk, and then we came up with a way to mitigate or respond in case this happened. And one of the things we identified was health, because we'll be keeping young people and women in the office, and they'll be spending time in the office and all of that. So what we did was to ensure that we do no harm in the course of it. So we identified health as one of the risks, and then we identified security and safety. What will happen, because this is not just like somebody being negativity, it's about somebody ensuring that we are not, even though we are not negative or we are not thinking negative, that we are able to ensure that these things do not happen. So we think of the security and safety. We think of the financial part. I think I earlier mentioned this, that at some point, because the machine that we bought, we have to contract somebody to cater for us who knows about machine. And it was part of my job to ensure that I follow up to ensure that the price they gave to us is not different from the market value of those equipment that we purchased. So, and then the legal aspects, the political, the technological, and the human resource and reputation of organization. So we take all of this risk into consideration. Our duty was to consider this risk and assess how they're likely to happen, and also develop appropriate way to prevent them or reduce and mitigate their impact if they do occur. So we assess the dynamics of this risk, and according to the probability of happening, and we develop plans and strategy. Because of this is just a presentation, I would have loved to just share with us the risk metric that we created, but probably my colleagues, Madam Tina, will be able to share that with us, so that some of us here can because this is not just like the essence of this is not like most of the donors ask for this. It's not because they just want to ask for it, but it's because it's important. In terms of financial management risk aspect, we have a very strong internal control system in place that enable us to ensure that nothing goes wrong. Nothing goes wrong. Then the technological aspect of it, most of the work we do here is tech-based. You know, we are STEM. We are age-made STEM girls. So we ensure that we do not put the life of the people working with us, our staff here, at risk, or our work at risk too, or the vital information at risk. So we have a system where we're able to secure. We work majorly using a shared drive online and all of that. And to some of us, this is the learning sharing. Some of us must have heard of Google Doc. We use Google Doc. It helps, for instance. And then we have Canva. We have this presentation is made of Canva. And then we have Zoom. And then we have, I think we have we use a Microsoft program. They have supported us with some of their software that we used. Okay, next slide, please.
Okay, thank you.
I think that is all from my end. Thank you, Madam Tina.
Yeah, thank you, Solomon, for that beautiful presentation. And just as we can all see on the screen, on measuring impacts and the progress of this projects that we've just implemented. And Yeah, sorry for that break. And measuring progress. So that is the next on our agenda. We will be but before we go into this, we'll be expecting questions from everyone. And just before we jump into the break, we will request that everyone, we already dropped the attendance link on the chats. Please kindly fill it so that you can get the recording of this after the section. Yeah, thank you. All right, so we'll go for a break now. Hello, are we there?
Yes, we are.
All right, do we have a question before we go for the break? Is there any question from anyone? Okay, I take that as everyone understood what we're talking. We're not just talking to ourselves. And okay, so
as one of the beneficiaries of African Girls Empowerment Network Women Empowerment Program in 2022, which was organized and with the support of the Women We Free Fund. Can you tell us how the program has supported you and your business as a woman, especially trading? Good morning. My name is Adebayo Boluwatife. I'm one of the beneficiaries of Age Network organization. The Age Network organization really helped me women, and in fact, they really support us in our business, and their support have really helped me in my business, and even the trade is really helped me a lot. So I'm grateful. All right, thank you, ma'am. So can you tell us how the financial support that was given to you, how it has helped you, how it has helped your business so far? The support they gave us has really helped me because I'm a businesswoman and this is where I manage to do my business. I'm a businesswoman. I deal with I used to bake snacks. So when they give snacks like egg roll, donuts, fish roll, fish pie, I'm also good in cake. Yeah. But for now, the little one that I have and the one that the Support Network supported me, this is where I am managing for now. And the support that they gave me last, I used to buy flour. This is where I used to pour my flour because of rats. Okay. And you see the flour, Miss Bolu, she's actually doing well. All right. And once I bought it finish, I will bake the snacks. Okay, so this is the snacks that she bakes. Wow. This is where I pour inside this rubber. Then I will, after finishing baking, when I come to it, I will carry it and go and sell. Wow, that's great. So how have you been able to what you have I'll be able to put what I learned because I joined their training, fashion designer. So I'll be able to put it to learn because now I really enjoyed the training because the teacher that taught us really taught us well. So now I don't need to give my clothes to tailor. I sew it by myself any side I wish to sew. And these people that know that I'm a fashion designer, they also give me the clothes. Then I look around to go and sew it somewhere because I don't have machine for now to sew it.
All right. So what can you tell us the challenges you are facing with your baking business and also as a fashion designer?
Especially after the COVID-19, I almost lost everything. Thanks to Age Network, they show up and they supported me with they gave me the needed support. So and that's how I'll be able to start up my business back after the COVID-19. And another challenge is that when I go to market to go and buy things that I want to use for the next day, so if I reach there, I'll see that the price have go up. So I have to add another money to it out of the gain that I gained that day. And another challenge is that I don't have enough capital now to open a well standard shop because I cannot do cake for now because of I'm still managing the one that I have for now. So and there are some snacks too that I can do, but I cannot do it now because of the capital.
So we can say majorly part of your challenges now is for your baking business is capital to establish a well standard and to do much more.
Yes.
Okay. And also for your fashion design,
Yes.
a machine.
Yes.
Wow. All right. So what can you say? What are your final words for the women out there? What can you say to them? What's your advice? What will you advise them?
My advice to the women out there is that they should not relax on their husband. The little one that they have, they should use it to start up a little, no matter how small it is. Then from there they will start growing. But if they sit down, nothing will come. But from the small one they have, if they start it with something, then from there they also so they should not stay idle. That's my
So that's what Miss Volu said. Women should not stay idle. They should find something doing. What will you say to Age Network and our partner, the Women Win Free Fund? What do you want to say to them?
I want to say a big thanks to Age Network and their partner. In fact, they really support women. They don't want our dreams to die there. They are there for us anytime, any day. I really think I appreciate them a lot. God bless Age Network.
Wow, that's it from Miss Boluwatife Adebayo. She's saying a very big thanks to African Girls Empowerment Network and our partner, Women Win Free Fund. Thank you so much. So till we come your way, another.
Yeah, welcome back everyone from the short break. And so we'll be moving to our next on the agenda, the measuring progress, and we'll be calling on Esther Odiong to help us out on that. Esther?
Please, can you share your screen?
All right, I will do that.
Okay, I'm still waiting for you to share your screen, Madam Martina.
All right, welcome back from the short break. And I hope that was a brief one from our beneficiary. So, and then we'll be moving straight to the next on the agenda on measuring the progress. So Esther, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Tina. So Okay, I think you can continue without the screen. But it would have been better so that our participants can see. Oh, can I continue? Hello, Martina, are you there?
Madam Esther, please kindly wait. I'm running into her sister, please.
Okay.
All right, guys, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Tina. So our next agenda is measuring progress of the project. The impact of the project was tracked based on the identified baseline indicators for the projects. Success stories shared by the beneficiaries, which you have just seen one of the beneficiaries. And we have been able to empower women for financial, economic, and leadership inclusion through the project as shown below. The key indicator, that's the actual, yeah, we are dealing on the actual now. The key indicator, a total of 253 women registered and participated in the training. So our activity, we set up the vocational training, rented a training hub, we painted with our brand color, furnished it with the necessary equipment, and printed banners, flyers, brochures for publicity, where we publicize the work to our target population so that they can join and benefit from the training. The outcome of the training, this is just the overall outcome of the training before we will now split it into the focus area. The outcome of the training, 253 women and adolescent girls access life skills and leadership training. They access a conducive training environment to make sure that the environment was okay for the training. They benefited from the project as a result of creating awareness. That's as part of the activity. Why did we carry on why did we do this particular activity? That is the publicity. Yeah, it was for us to have population to join it, and it improved women's socioeconomic and financial inclusion. Okay, the next one is 46 women and adolescent girls, they partook in life skill training on fashion design. And the outcome is that the 46 women and girls who acquired life skill on the fashion design can now take measurement, cut, and sew different style of dresses. And they are now doing well. Some, as you heard, they are now making income from it by sewing for other people. And they are now sewing for themselves without spending the money elsewhere to do that. And 6 of them have personal sewing machines and have started sewing to make ends meet. The next one is 25 women registered to participate. 25 women and adolescent girls benefited from the microcredit support we gave them, and they have used that to boost their business, and they're making income from it. Next slide, please. So this is just the breaking down of the women that all participated in the training. No, they participated based on the area that they have interest on. So on Belle by Choice, we reached 3,707 young women and girls. How did we do this? It was not only in the training hub. We carried out a woman-to-one counseling to educate young women and girls in the training hub about their sexual and reproductive health. And we reached them with well-detailed brochures that contain sexual and reproductive health information. We carried out 10,000 women carry belle by chance, carry belle by choice and not by chance. And that was in commemoration with the 2022 World Contraception Day. In case you are like, how did we reach that number? It was through the campaign that we carried out in the community that will reach that number. And we provided women with developed by choice hotline, Hali chat bots, and Honey and Banana Connect so that they can get in touch. The outcome was that we have encouraged the use of modern contraception to prevent unintended pregnancies that may lead to school dropout and unsafe abortion, and also to prevent the contact of STI. That's increased free access to timely sexual and reproductive health services and non-judgmental information. That is through the hotline that we provided to them so that they can call and get information about their health anytime they need. And it has cleared the myths and misconceptions surrounding modern contraception. Now, the next one is 253 young women and adolescent girls that participated. We made sure that all of them that are registered attend the leadership training. And we carried out a Let Women Vote campaign. We provided financial literacy training. It has increased young women's participation in leadership and the democratic process. 72 of them have bank accounts for personal saving. As we noticed, they did not have an account before. As such, it was difficult for them to save for the future. And it has also increased knowledge on how to earn, save, and invest and borrow and not be extravagant in spending. Okay, all of the participants who took part in the session showed full engagement and were all serious and willing to learn. As such, they were able to learn within a short period of time. Next slide, please.
Esther, before you continue, kindly open your camera, please. Thank you.
Okay. Now we are in the performance goals, where we show the outcome of the project in a bar chart. The project contributed towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals 5 and 8, gender equality and women empowerment, increase opportunities for employment, reduce the gender pay gap, and reduce reliance on informal, insecure work for inclusive and sustainable economic growth. Okay, in the terms of it has, because women, as in our people, the society thinks that women do not have anything to offer. So this project has helped them to be inclusive, to secure work for themselves, to be self-employed, which in turn make them not to be vulnerable to gender-based, because in some cases, some women do not want to report the case of violence because they were like, the person they are depending on is the one that is the actual cause of the violence. So they do not have to report because they may think of, if this thing should happen, how will they survive? So this project has helped in securing job employment, because they will have what they have, they will have what to rely on. So this bar chart indicates what we just what we just finished in that indicator. So this bar chart is just the presentation of that in outcome, which you've seen here, the ICT, the microcredit, these people that benefited on it, the fashion design, the makeup and hairdressing, and leadership and financial literacy. So let's just briefly explain the bar chart. From the bar chart, it indicates that out of the 253 young women and adolescent girls that registered and participated in the project, 120 of them participated in the ICT training with the focus on basic computer, video editing, shooting, and graphic design. As the world grows digitally, we ensure that all the participants are competent with the use of computer to help them in their daily lives. 25 of them received microcredit for their business support. 48 of them who participated in the fashion design training, and 12 participated in the makeup hairdressing. And we ensure that all of the 253 women that registered for the project participated in the financial literacy and leadership training to build their agency and own leadership skills. Okay. This is just we have said this already. Martina, the impact and outcomes, though though it has been said already. So that's just it. Now let's move to challenges encountered while carried out the implementation of the project. One, during the training, we noticed that some of the young women could not learn fast due to the language barrier, as the training instructors were using the English language, and some of the vulnerable young women who participated in the training are not conversant with the use of English. So during the learning evaluation, when we discovered that, we developed a new method of teaching that helped them understand. So that's one of the challenges we encountered, language barrier. Some of them were not too conversant with English. Another one is we also had a challenge with timing, as some of the young women were not able to come for the training in the morning because they have to either take care of their children and prepare them for school in the morning or engage in other activities. Another one is the changes in the price of budgeted items. So getting to the market, what we budgeted for, the price was a bit higher than what we budgeted for, but we just have to buy it we just have to buy so that we can do what we want to do, so that we can achieve the goal of the project. And the next one is, due to the long distance of some women, we have to pay for their transport to enable them participate in the training.
Okay, thank you very much, Esther, for that beautiful presentation. And now I'll be taking up from here the lessons learned. In the process of implementing this project, the following were the lessons we've learned, which we have to. The first is involving beneficiaries, and this is one of the key lessons we've learned, in that designing and developing intervention with the beneficiaries is key to accessing the project implementation, and this has and does been key to the success of our own project, as we have consciously involved our women in every stage of the project's life cycle, which also helps improve the quality of our services. And then we also consider the distance. We also learned that it is important to take transportation and accommodation of participants from a far distance into account while designing the project. And then also the language. I think she speaks about language barrier during the process while she was still presenting. We have learned that when designing interventions for vulnerable young women, language should be considered to break the language barriers. We employ a strategy of adopting the local language that is easy to understand and spoken by the women and adolescent girls who took part in the training, to enable them learn at ease. Then we also considered timing as one of the learning. We've learned that to achieve our goals and getting the full participation of the key targeted persons, the young vulnerable women and teenage mothers, it is patent to derive a strategy of dividing the training into different sections, the morning and afternoon sections, making the timing favorable for young women to balance their family life, including taking proper care of their children and husbands, as well as acquiring these skills and not having to deal with some negligences and meeting up with their responsibilities as teenage mothers, and also for the society. Okay, do we have questions from the audience? Hello, are we there? Hello, everyone. Are we still there? This is question time. We want to hear from you.
Okay, Madam Tina, I think there's a question here. One of the participants is asking, as part of our empowerment mission, economic empowerment mission, could we help in securing machine for a woman that needs one, or help in facilitating machine acquisition through Bank of Industry? That's the question. And another question is, let me just ask, Naledi said she's stepping out for another important meeting, and then And then I think Yonina said, thank you, H. Thank you for the presentation team, H Network. As Rudiwa, we are doing scaling on hand tailoring and salon management. Additionally, we have accompaniment strategies of encouraging them to do viable enterprise that can help them earn a living. Okay, then please kindly click. Okay, I mention that. Okay, so that is all. The question from the last person, the last one that said about the acquisition of purchase of machine.
Okay, and thank you very much for that question. I would say your question is during getting a machine for facilitation, right? Actually, the projects had we know that in preparing a project, in carrying out something of this nature, there is always a plan to it. So there is what you are targeting. To achieve this, there should be this in place. Now, you can't say you are carrying out a fashion training without machines. So it is important to get that machines, either manual or the other ones for that for the participants, for the facilitation. And then for the for the students, any of them that has anything to do while training, they can always come back to make use of the machines in the hub to do whatever they want to do. I don't know if I've answered your question or if there's any other person to contribute to that.
Okay, actually my question is the monogramming business, I have learned it from a particular industry. Yes, I've learned it from a particular industry.
Okay.
And I have been doing a sort of marketing. When I get work, I take it to those that have machine. I do the monogram, they take their own and make percentage as someone that brought the work. Now, I'm in their need of the machine. I needed the machine, although it's not easy for me to go to the Bank of Industry to solicit for the machine because they do help. Bank of Industry do help. So that's why I'm asking here whether this organization can help to facilitate it, being that part of their mission. Yes, can facilitate me getting it from Bank of Industry. It's more like loan. It's more like that the Bank of Industry gets the machine for me. Why I pay on installments? I pay installmental.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I think after the section, we need to communicate more on this. I'll be dropping my contacts on the chat so you can we can follow up. It's nice to get it, and then I think we can work hand in hand to see how you can get that achieved. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, is there any other question? We will move straight to getting presentation from other grantees. I don't know if any of them are still on the call. Are we still there? Hello. I guess we lost some of them.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, we're here. Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, we're still here.
All right. Okay, so are you ready? Take up the floor.
I'm sorry, I'm not in a good position. There's a bit noise here. So I don't think if I can do, maybe the other team members, they can do so. Thank you.
All right.
I'll be following up. If I have anything, I'll share on the chat box.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Is there any other person? And before we conclude, we call it off here. I don't know if my colleagues has anything to add to this. Do you have any other comments before we end of the call?
Yeah, it's just to say thank you to everybody that has joined this call. We appreciate it. Yeah. It was nice having you join us. And the recording, if you have, I saw only 3 names in the attendance list. If your email is there, we will send the recording of this session to you. Thank you for joining.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining the call, and thank you for your time. And we do hope to learn from you all also. So we'll be expecting everyone to also invite us to join in on their sections also, as we all learn together for breaking the gender divided in STEM and others, economic exclusions and all for women. It's not a one-person thing. It's a joint, requires a joint force, joint hands to do it. So we'll be expecting to learn from you too as we progress in others, in other of the projects implementations. So thank you everyone once again, and do have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.